Good morning, traders. I'm Michael Sabo, Senior Market Strategist with RJO Futures here in Chicago on April 16th, bringing you some commentary here in the energy market. So let's get started. Crude prices here, currently that June contract, we're trading around 102.93. We're off about 7 cents. Brent's actually firmer. We're up about 54 cents right now, trading around 109.90. So, I've talked about that spread in a lot of these posts here. Obviously, we're starting to see, Monday that spread really narrowed in here, and we've been actually here starting to see that thing widen back out. So if you're looking for some opportunities there, give me a call, shoot me an email, and we can certainly talk a little bit more about it. Now, I want to get started here with last night. Tuesday, we did have API, American Petroleum Institute, reporting a much larger than anticipated build in the crude stockpiles. The market pretty much very little reaction to it here. On the overnight, crude prices were actually quite a bit firmer and coming in this morning. I think a lot of that was on the heels of the S&P 500 or taking a look at the global equities markets. But let's focus here in the U.S. for a second here. After the sell-off that we've seen here recently, that market has started to turn back up. We've seen some follow-through with it here. That coupled with a little bit of the fresh news coming out of the Ukraine and Russia situation. Although I got to tell you, I don't think here, I think that's building a little bit of premium, a little bit of fear premium into the market. But my opinion of it is this: I think it's very irrelevant at this point. I don't think we're going to see much of a further escalation there. And I really don't think that even if we do, that it really stands to impact the overall supply side of crude oil here at all. So nonetheless, I think you're seeing a little bit of that build into the market there. But taking a look at the EIA data here this morning, traders were anticipating a build of about 1.75 million barrels. Actual build that was reported that came in this morning was a little over 10 million barrels. That's big news. I certainly think that that's going to help put the bears in control of the market. And if you look at the price action since that time here, that high that we made on the overnight, which is around 104.10, the market's completely given that up here and has actually started to go negative. I think, again, when you take a look at what's going on in that crude oil market here, the last several sessions, minus today's session so far, that market's been in a consolidation mode. And short-term technical indicators, in my opinion, are suggesting that the market is overbought. And then you couple that with the fundamentals that I've talked about in so many of these posts here are suggesting to me that crude prices are looking to possibly move lower. Now you take into account the large build that we saw. And to put that in perspective here, if you look at our total stockpiles here right now, we're at a little over 394 million barrels. Our highest amount for this time of year was coming in at around 387.6. So now we're sitting here with a record amount of crude oil for this time of year here in our total stockpiles. And that is in light of actually, if you look at our refining capacity utilization levels here, which have been running higher than normal, we're currently running at about 88% versus 86.3% same time year ago. So in other words here, the refinery capacity utilization here, the refineries are utilizing utilizing crude here, and we're actually seeing builds. Imports are also up as well, and they've been running higher here over the last several weeks here. So, all in all, I think we've got plenty of oil out there, and I don't think that crude prices at these current levels are going to be sustainable, short of a major geopolitical event somewhere. So I like positioning here on the downside. I've got some ideas and strategies and how you can potentially play that. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about that, feel free, give me a call. We can get into more detail.
Futures and options on futures may involve substantial risk and may not be suitable for all investors.